Good morning, people. Today we are going to do Feeta by Smita Toke. It's a kind of an organic tangle using what we call an OG shape, which is this shape here, where you do sort of an S curve, and then you do another one that comes up and meets it, kind of doing the opposite. Sometimes this is done in a grid. This particular one is not done in a grid. It's just sort of a freestanding one. Okay, so you do that first. Second step you do is to aura that. See? And put these circles in the middle. Step 3 is to put sort of like a petal shape right here, or a rice shape right in the middle, right there. You see that? And then to aura it, which ends up having this sort of organic flower-like shape in the middle of these two ribbons. And you can overlap them, you can do all sorts of things with them. So, not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Excuse me. What I'm going to do yet, but yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I think we can remember that. Pen. So I'm just going to start. I'm thinking if I want a border, and I think I might. And today, let me zoom out just a teeny tad. Oops, wrong direction. Okay. So today, I think I am going to put the official Zentangle border in here. Put the four little dots. And do sort of a organic kind of a border. Why, I don't know. Just feel like it. And then in order to do a nice big one of these, I'm going to do it going diagonal here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make this S shape, going one direction, like so. And then I want to do it again going the opposite way. Ugh, I'm having troubles. See, I have this lovely little Toy Story Band-Aid because I broke this fingernail, and oh man, did that hurt. Right down below the quick there. And the only thing we had at work available to me at the moment that it broke was this little Toy Story bandage, so that's what I put on. Okay, so that's the first step, is this sort of meandering shape, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and aura that shape. Like so, and on this side. And it does not have to be exactly even. On the sample, it shows it a little bit more even on this aura, more of a consistent size, but you know, you don't have to. Actually, mine's relatively consistent, all things considered. Okay, so the next step is to put like a dot in the middle of each of those shapes, and then to put a rice shape kind of going opposite each other right there. I'm going to put one going not quite exactly straight compared to that one. And maybe this one will go this direction compared to that one. So they're not all going the same direction. Excuse me. I'm going to zoom in just a smidge. That means I have to be over here. Okay. And then we go ahead and do this sort of aura thing, aiming kind of toward this middle part. Kind of like that. And go outward. And I'm going to do it from both sides so I kind of have I know where I'm headed with it. Like that. Something like that is the look we're going for. So I'm super excited. We finally got rain. That was good. It's not raining right now, but we had a good amount of rain overnight. About midnight or so, it really started coming down good. Yeah, we had about just a little over 1/4 of an inch of rain, which may not sound like much, but it's a lot for us. It has cooled off finally. It's not exactly what I would call cold. But instead of being in the 90s, it's only going to be in the 60s today, which is, 30 degrees colder than it was, which is, for my part of the world, for Southern California, that most people call it cold. And there will be people who will have their bundled up in their big old ski jackets just because it got under 70. Yeah, it's not really that cold. It has cooled off enough that I broke out my lightweight sweater. And some years, that's all I ever break out is my lightweight sweater. Unless it's raining and I get out my jacket just to keep myself dry. But most of the time, we don't have to bring out a coat. Occasionally we do, but most of the time we don't. All right, so looks like that's the basic tangle. The sample shows filling this in with dark with some sparkle. I don't really feel like I want to do that. But I do feel like I want to build out from here. And I may decide to color those in with the sparkle. Yeah, I might. I'm going to build this way first, though. Do I want to do more of them? Do I want to do one going behind this way? What do I want to do? I think I want to just aura this more, but more organically. Like that. Yeah. And then smaller. Still organic. Something like that. That looks good. I like that. Let me turn it around and go this way. So we're almost to the end of the month. Let's see, what day is today supposed to be? I know I don't do things on the correct day. Oh, actually today is the last day of the month. Tomorrow will be December. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Now I feel like I want some dark in here. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do every other one in here and bring in the sparkle and the dark. And I might do it up in here as well. So somebody had asked me in one of my previous videos how I decide where I'm going to do my sparkle, and I just kind of do it intuitively. I just pick a spot somewhere on the first one that I do, and then what I will do is I will just kind of eyeball it and do them all in a row. So like I might do it in a curved row or a straight row, but then I will put the next one in a similar space. Instead of putting it here or there, make sure they're kind of lined up. Does that make some sense? So like this one, the sparkle will be here. Because it lines up with that. And I'm thinking to maybe do an actual demonstration of this that shows it in various different ways of what would happen if you did it one way versus another. So I'm thinking on that if I have time. Let's see, that's actually there. And that one be filled in there. Okay. So this one's about like that. Like that. And like that. Do I want to do it on all of them? Do I just want to do it on some of them? I'm going to do every other one to start with and see what happens. Okay, let's see. This way. And you see I'm starting at the middle and working my way outward. That way I don't end up with a funny looking one. If it's going to be a funny looking one, it could be at the end. If I worked from the middle to, from the edge to toward the middle, this middle one might not be the way I want it to be. And since the middle is kind of where your focus, your eye goes, really want to see how that one is going to be two light ones together, or I can make this one a little bit fatter. I can adjust that easier on the edge than I can in the middle. Alright. I'm thinking. Just thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking I want them all that way. Okay. Oh, maybe this one, maybe these two, I'm going to do them that way, but I'm going to do the middle one filled in and work my way out instead of leaving the middle one white. And that will be still filled, but slightly different. And it'll give them a different look. So maybe I'll do that. And do I want sparkle in there? I don't know. You can always go back if you've put the sparkle in and then you decide, you know, it just doesn't, it's not speaking to me with the sparkle. You can just come back in and with your pen fill it in solid, and no one will ever know that you had sparkle there and that you didn't like it. Yeah, okay. Just stopping to take a thought, look at it and decide if that's really what I wanted to do. If I want to continue with that, or if I want to fill them in solid. But I think that's what I want to do. Just a tiny little bit, doesn't have to be a lot to be effective, you know. And these two ended up right next to each other, but that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. See how because of where I've left the sparkle, this is becoming like a circle. I can see that. I did that one, and I want to do this one. Okay. But see, because of the way I've left that white area, the sparkle area, that makes this look curved, and it kind of makes this more of a, where these are coming in toward the center, coming up and coming back down that way. I really like that look. Okay, so I'm going to do that again here. So it's got teeny tiny little sparkle. Hardly any room to leave a space, but I'm leaving just the tiniest bit of space. And turn it around so I'm more up where I need to be here. And again, I have that same issue here. There, just to add a little line. Okay. Now, I'm wondering if I want to do that here, if I want to just leave this like that and shade it. I think I'm just going to leave it and shade it. Okay, so I want to sign this, and F-E-E-T-A is the name. Put a little bit of shading on my pencil. Let's see, I want for sure to have here where they bend to be a little darker right in there, right in the bends. And then I think I want to make this whole thing stand out right there along this edge. Kind of like this big long seed pod thing has been dropped into some liquid and has created a ripple. I think that's what I want. So this is still like floating above the liquid, but it created a thing, caused an issue in the surface. I think that is the thought process here. Oops, a little bit off screen. Let me zoom back out again. Other way. There you go. Okay. Stump. I like this other stump better. I like these new stumps I bought better. They are different manufacturers, and for some reason I like the way these ones fit in my hand better. I don't know. Or I like the way they blend better. They might be made slightly out of different... This one said it was made out of rice paper. This one did not. And I'm wondering if just the composition of the materials. This one is less dense. If that is making a difference as to how I like them. But it's good to know, you know, play with your supplies. These ones here, I think that first set I got at Michael's, and this second set I got at Hobby Lobby. So clearly they use different manufacturers. And really just like the way this one blends better. All right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, continue on. You want to stop and check your work occasionally. It is helpful for me to have the camera on. For some reason, the camera gives it a different perspective than what I would normally have. If I don't have the camera on, if I'm doing just work in my journal, I will hold out my page, you know, at arm's length and look at it straight on and decide if I need to change something. because it really, changing your perspective can really make a difference on what a piece looks like. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so there's my finished piece. But see, you're looking at it sort of straight on. If you're drawing, sometimes you're looking at it more at this angle. And you could be looking at it all the way at this angle, and it looks different depending on if you're flat on or if you're looking at it on the side. So make sure you stand back and look at your work and decide what it needs by putting it straight onto your eyes and you know, add a bit of a distance. So there's Feeta. Really enjoyed that one. That one was fun. You guys have a really blessed day. Tomorrow's December. Oh my goodness. Christmas is rushing at us at a frantic pace. Yeah. You guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.